All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the WeBook It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yo, what's up, WeBook It fam? This is your boy, Big Daddy C. Back from vacation. Everything went good. The Florida trip went well with the family. Enjoyed myself. Got my first Disney World experience out the way. But I'm here back at you with another episode of the All Elite Recap Show, breaking down all the highlights and action from AEW Dynamite as well as AEW Collision. I figured since they're both, looks like Collision is now going to be on Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. So basically just going to recap both shows. And so that's what I'm going to do here for you. Starting out with Dynamite. We had an opening segment with the EVPs, Matt Nick Jackson. There was supposed to be a tag team match with Will Ospreay and Swerve going against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. And so that match was supposed to take place later on in the show. But they moved it up pretty much to the beginning of the show, being the assholes that they are. And so gave Ospreay and Swerve little time to prepare. So that was our first match of the night. And so basically this was a pretty solid match back and forth between these two groups, these two teams, Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, two young guys, kind of held their own, but they, basically there were no match for Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. There was a cool moment where Will went for the hidden blade, and Swerve did this cool dodge and did a kip up. And then he set up the Swerve stomp onto, I believe it was onto Blake Christian, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's how they end up winning that match. And so next up, after that, that was they laid the challenge out to the EVPs for a tag team match at AEW All In. And so basically they put they challenged it for their EVP positions. So they'll be having their EVP positions on the line at AEW All In. They're almost, brawled, but there's security in the way, of course. And Swerve pretty much took to the air and did a high flying. I think he did the I keep forgetting that damn move. The shit with the knees. I keep forgetting the move, but he did that onto the group of security guys. So that was a pretty cool moment there to start out the show. After that, there was another backstage segment with the Young Bucks and the Don Callis family, basically featuring Okada, Takeshita, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. And so pretty much, there's been some, issues there with that, trying to figure out, who's on whose side and all this other stuff. So that was a pretty good segment there. And then next up, we had a singles match with Kota Ibushi against Trent Beretta. This was pretty great match as well. A lot of back and forth action. This is Ibushi's, I think that's how you say it. This is his return match on AEW Dynamite, but he would get the victory in this match over Trent Beretta. And so next up, we had a tag team match between Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey against AR Fox and Ricochet. AR Fox was recruited by Ricochet. So this match is pretty solid. High flying maneuvers all throughout the match. We know what these 4 guys can bring, especially Ricochet, and then you got Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Eventually, Ricochet will leave AR Fox to the Wolves, and essentially AR Fox would get destroyed and get annihilated by Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey for the win. And while they were celebrating while Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight were celebrating at the stage, they would soon be attacked by the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin came out there and attacked them, while MJF and MVP were just pretty much looking on, laughing, and all this other shit. So we know Kevin Knight and Speedball. They want a shot at the tag team champions, and so basically there's pretty much them trying to send a message, but the Hurt Syndicate, didn't take too kindly to that, so they came out there and destroyed them. After this, there was another segment. Basically, MVP talking his shit, MJF as well, and MJF basically declared his, declared for this casino gauntlet that's going to take place, and so he's just out there talking his shit, and then only to be interrupted by Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe's pretty much talking this shit to MJF. I think he referred to him as a kosher pickle, and the crowd was chanting kosher pickle and all this other shit. So it was pretty cool, funny segment there. Next up, we had a fatal 4-way match for the number 1 spot in the men's casino gauntlet at All In. And so this match featured Mark Briscoe, Takeshita, Roderick Strong, and Bandido. So this match, chaos, pure chaos. But ultimately, Mark Briscoe would reign supreme and win this match to get that number 1 spot. Next up, we had a backstage segment with the TNT champion Adam Cole, basically laying out an open challenge to any member of the Don Callis family at AEW Collision. Next up, we had a fatal 4-way match for the number 1 spot in the women's casino gauntlet at All In. This featured Kris Statlander, Willow, Nightingale, Bay. Kris Statlander is also a Bay. Those two are my AEW Bays. Also Athena and Thunder Rosa. So Statlander, Nightingale, Athena, and Thunder Rosa, fatal 4-way match for that number 1 spot in the women's casino gauntlet. And so there was some interference here on Marina Shafir's part. The Death Riders are everywhere. They're everywhere. So she made an appearance. She made an interference as well as Willow Yuta, but to no avail. Kris Statlander it did cause Willow Nightingale because Kris Statlander ended up winning the match by pinning. I believe she pinned Willow Nightingale. And that adds to the drama between those two. We know there's a lot of history there between those two. No, Kris Statlander is trying to get back in the good graces of Willow Nightingale. So we'll see what happens with that, relationship between those two. Moving on, we had a backstage interview segment with Renee Paquette, Stokely halfway in FTR. FTR and Stokely announced that they want to clear the air with the Outrunners, who they've had an issue with recently. So they wanted to clear the air with them at AEW Collision. Next up, we had our main event, which is Hangman Adam Page versus the Beast Mortals. This match was pretty good. I enjoyed it, every bit of it. Beast Mortals is pretty solid competitor, but Hangman pretty much held his own and did what he had to do to get the victory over Beast Mortals. So that was the main event for AEW Dynamite. Moving on, we had AEW Collision. So kicking off this show, we had the anticipated segment with FTR and the Outrunners. So Tony Schiavone brought both of those two groups out there for a confrontation. FTR basically came out and said that they didn't want to throw away the friendship with the Outrunners. They basically had a video package of their, shared moments. Dax would eventually rip into the Outrunners, basically calling them, basically saying that they were a joke, and failing whenever they had a big opportunity to, excel, move further as a tag team. FTR, they try to get the last, after back and forth, they try to get the last word and leave. But the Outrunners basically fired back saying that the crowd loves them, but they still believes in them. And so it looks like we're going to get a tag. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a tag team match between these two. And I can't wait to see it. I do see some similarities between the two teams. So I think this will be a fire ass match when it happens. Next up, we had a tag team match between Christian Cage and Nick Wayne with against Brian Keith and Big Bill. Basically, this was the first match of the night. Looks like Christian was going to start, but he ended up making Nick Wayne start the match against the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. And so they both traded some good offense for a minute, to start the match before Bill and Cage would tag in. Christian was immediately, put on the mat by Big Bill, and he calls him to tag in Nick Wayne, to take the beating for him. So this match was a commercial break. So this went through the commercial break into the next segment. This pretty solid match, nothing to write home about, but I think it was pretty good, storyline wise. And so Jericho did take a hiatus. We know the learning tree has been a thing, and Big Bill and Brian Keith are part of the learning tree. Jericho did take a hiatus, but Big Bill and Brian Keith have been, developing into a pretty good team since Jericho took some time off. And so they looked well against Christian Cage and Wayne. And so Mama Wayne did cause a distraction, which saved Nick Wayne from being pinned. Cage would hit Brian Keith with a spear, and when Nick Wayne followed that up with a kick for the win. And so, yeah, that's pretty good, man. I give it a solid B for this match. Nick Wayne's in-ring work is improving, man. He's doing his thing. He's ROH. I think ROH television champion. And so, he has a bright future ahead of him, man. I think he's only getting better. So can't wait to see what happens there. Later on in his career. Next up, we had another match: Brody King and Templario versus Hechicero and Rocky Romero. So basically, Rocky Romero and Hechicero, part of the CMLL, which I just found out is one of the, if not the oldest, wrestling promotion like ever. One of the longest, if not the longest. So that was pretty good information to find out. And so I believe my cousin was telling me about that. And so AEW's been known to partner with a lot of promotions, and so it's good to see them continuing that trend. So yeah, this match was pretty good. Big quick exchange. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing this shit late, recording late, so I'm like fresh off a nap. So I'm trying to get everything squared away right now. But yeah. So this match was a quick exchange of takedowns. Romero King would tag in. Exar will make the mistake of trying to take Brody King down for a shoulder tackle. Did not end well. This match did get a lot more physical, especially whenever Brody King was involved. He was over with the crowd. He did get huge pops from the crowd for every signature move that he laid out. So it was a fun back and forth match, but Brody King would eventually hit his finisher on Rocky Romero for the win. Next up, there was prior to this, there was a tense moment backstage with MVP and Nick Cage and Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Basically, they trying to go after the AEW Tag Team Championships, trying to be the first father and son duo to do so. MVP was basically warning them not to challenge them, like not to challenge the Hurt Syndicate. Y'all ain't ready for this. And Christian was like, we want those tag team championships. They're as good as ours. So get on with that bullshit. So MVP was like, all right. I warned y'all, but good luck because y'all gonna need it. So next up we had a match between Megan Bayne and Vert Vixen. So this is a pretty good match. Megan Bayne so damn fine, man. I tell you, oh my god. But I digress. Vert Vixen, she's made multiple appearances in AEW and ROH over the past couple of years, so it's good to see her back on the television. Megan Bayne took control right out of the gate, maintained the upper hand for all 3 minutes of this match. Until she hit her finisher for the win. So it was pretty much a squash match. So this wasn't nothing to write home about. Next up, we had Adam Cole versus Josh Alexander for the TNT Championship. And so it looks like Josh was the one to accept the open challenge that Adam Cole laid on that Adam Cole basically gave out on AEW Dynamite. And so Trent Beretta was in the corner of Josh Alexander. And so Josh Alexander did go out to Adam Cole's ankle that he had surgically repaired last year. They pretty much kept things technical in this match. A lot of technical back and forth, counters, holds, everything you could imagine. This went on for the first couple of minutes. We did have a commercial break, and once we returned from that, this became a lot more physical match. There was a split second before Cole would drill Alexander with a super kick. And so this would lead to Cole winning with this running knee finisher on the back of Josh Alexander's head. So he retained his TNT championship in this match. And so it was good not having Don Callis on commentary. He is annoying as hell to me. So it's just like, yes, I don't have to hear this man's voice. Next up we had Queen Aminata versus Sky Blue. Julie Hart would accompany Sky Blue to the ring for her match against Queen Aminata. Queen did have a significant height advantage, so it kind of felt even between these two. Sky Blue would take control early on in the match due to a distraction by Julia Hart. She would hit a neck breaker from the apron to the floor as we went to commercial break. Once we came back, Queen Aminata would make a comeback. She made a comeback during the commercial break. She ended up getting the upper hand once we came back from commercial break. Julia Hart tried to block Sky Blue to give her time to recover, and it led to Sky Blue sending Aminata into the ring steps. Surprisingly enough, Queen Aminata would score the victory over Sky Blue. Julia Hart would stare her down until Tekla made her way to the ring. Sky Blue, Julia Hart, and Tekla would team up to attack Queen Aminata until Anna Jay and Tay Mello will come out there to make the save. It was a pretty solid match, but I think we're more likely to get a six-woman tag team match in the future between these 6 women. So I cannot wait to see that. There was a backstage moment where AR Fox confronted Ricochet, who was looks like he was arriving to the ring or leaving. And basically was like, man, why you leave me hanging on AEW Dynamite? What's up? What's up with that shit, man? What's going on? And before Ricochet could even say anything, the Gates of Agony attacked AR Fox from behind and basically just beat the shit out of him. And Ricochet looked at him like, okay, all right, I see you. All right, let's go talk backstage. So it looks like he was just arriving. So he's like, yeah, let's go talk real quick. So it looks like these three might be pairing up soon. And if that's the case, you know, they might be a force to be reckoned with. And who knows? They might even challenge for the Trios Championships down the line. So we'll see what happens with that. Next up, we had our main event: Kyle Fletcher versus Kyle O'Reilly. This match was the battle of the Kyles. So yeah, man, this match was everything. We know what these two guys bring to the ring. Evenly balanced. By the hard hitting maneuvers between these guys. You know, they did start off the match with a lockup, you know, a little simple wrist lock. There was a lot of counters and holds. You know, they stole the show, man. They did what they had to do. And so Fletcher, he's become one of the best in-ring performers, in my opinion, at least in AEW over the past couple of years. And then we know what Kyle O'Reilly does. We know what he does in the ring. You know, if you've watched NXT, you know what time it is with him. And so yeah, they basically blended their styles to create this amazing match, arguably basically the match of the show. And eventually, you know, when it comes to anyone in the Don Callis family, no one is ever alone. No one is ever alone. Lance Archer would show up, attack Kyle O'Reilly while the ref was dealing with Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle O'Reilly would kick out. A moment later, Kyle Fletcher would finish him off with the brainbuster for the win. And so Kyle Fletcher, another big time win. He's been on fire lately, and it's good to see him getting his shine. Even though he's part of the Don Callis family, he's still proving that he can be great without them when that time comes. So yeah, good solid show, good main event. So yeah, this has been your All Elite recap show covering all the action and highlights from AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision. My apologies if I wasn't completely on my game tonight. It's been, you know, just coming off the vacation, trying to get back in the swing of things. Took a long ass nap. I was supposed to record earlier, but that didn't happen. So, but nonetheless, here I am now, still getting this thing out the way for you guys. And so, surprised I did both shows in less than 30 minutes. So, I might have a good thing going here. So yeah, I hope you guys tune in to this once it gets uploaded to YouTube. Thanks for all who's been supporting, not only just the show, but the WeBook It podcast in general. You know, we doing at least 4 shows a week, basically. Well, I think 4 or 5, yeah. So we got the Sunday night show, variety show, basically covering all bases in professional wrestling. We got Monday night, we got the Raw Dog Monday show. We got Who's Next NXT with Virgil on Tuesdays. And then me with this All Elite recap show, basically covering Dynamite and Collision. And then, you know, we got, you know, later on today, since it's technically Friday right now that I'm recording this. Basically, this is we got the Friday night show, the SmackDown Lowdown Throwdown with Freaky Fritos. He is taking a break temporarily, dealing with some family issues. So any of the guys will be stepping in. I should be on. I should be able to fill in for him. We'll see. But yeah, so just be on the lookout for all the shows. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We're trying to get to at least 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So appreciate y'all. This is Big Daddy C signing out. Last but not least, keep those booking pencils sharp and keep on booking. Peace.